Hey! Welcome back to Bio Talk Book Club!
It's been so long!
It has been quite a long.
I know.
Not long enough, if you ask me.
I was just thinking
I haven't
that, yeah.
seen all of you in so long. When's the last time we did something like this, guys?
It's like yesterday, last night.
A full 12 hours.
Quite
maybe.
literally not even 12 hours, I don't think.
I don't know, but like, 12 hours would be, sometime would be like 2 o'clock.
I mean, it's been months since we did the last actual book club.
Oh, yeah.
Episode, but
Book
webcam
club's
stuff,
like-
we've done that like last night.
Yeah, book club's been in an interesting position.
Well, you see, book club sucks, and we hate all the people that watch that video series because they're not good viewers.
The opinions of Vardaran do not accurately reflect the
We
opinions
decided to
of
put it on
TT.
hiatus
Real talk?
because we don't like any of you people enjoying yourselves at all.
Real talk. It's just so much of a pain to edit because you have 4 video feeds. That means you have to transfer like 4 video files.
It was a pain to edit. It was a pain to edit, and then I had like a million other things I had to edit at the same time that were more important at the time. So
Yeah,
it
no,
just kind of
yeah.
was put on like.
That's why I'm saying to the audience, just so you know. Yeah, it's
Guys,
a
what is
huge deal.
because of the copy of the book that I own, I don't know what the title of this chapter that we're on is.
Oh,
What is
gee.
the title of this chapter?
I wish somebody had some sort of helpful device, like, I don't know, a physical
Like a
copy.
Kindle?
that,
I
you know,
do. I tapped an iBook. It says the Skull Spiders
Skull
Attack, Chapter 2.
Spiders Attack.
It's chapter 3.
Okay.
What?
You didn't have to throw your shade. Oh wait, you're not even on the right chapter. That's chapter 2. We did chapter 2 already.
You're right.
Dunce.
It's the mysterious cave. I apologize.
Jeez, you people are freaking useless.
We did
Yeah.
chapter 2?
Viewers. Yeah, we
Yes.
did chapter 2 ages ago.
Don't you remember it was the one
What
where
do you
like
think we recorded that never went up?
it's like we had that battle between like whether we should read the book all the way or like read it like.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
stupid thing.
Which it's not stupid at all.
Not
A book
stupid
club
at
is
all.
literally reading it chapter by chapter
Right.
in the club. That's the whole point of the club.
No
It's not to
book
read
club
the
I've
entire
ever
book and
been
then
in.
Go one day and talk about it.
Nobody in the audience.
Have you
is
never
part of
been
that
to an
club.
actual book club before?
I've been
I
to
don't
an
think any
actual
of you know
book
what
club
it
and we
actually
read
is.
the book and discussed it at the end of the month.
That's stupid. Whatever. Anyway, really dumb.
You're dumb.
Chapter 3, The Mysterious Cave, sets us up back with the Protectors. This whole book is all about the Protectors, guys.
It's
These
pretty cool.
Protectors are doing some crazy stuff. They're trying to get into this city of the Mask Makers, the great city, but I forgot how they got to where they were because it's been a while since Chapter 2, but basically
had to,
they're on
like,
a
cross a
ledge on a
bridge.
mountain. They were trying to cross a bridge, and I think the bridge got destroyed or whatever, so now they're like on a ledge. Right? Or am I skipping ahead too far? Listen, at some point they're going around a ledge, right? And then they see these carvings, these
All right,
reliefs.
I will say the first sentence is Vizuno led the Protectors along the ledge, so presumably we are there.
Okay, yeah.
I would-
right.
yeah.
That's what. Yeah, okay.
I'm
I just wanted to
saying.
make sure that the bridge, like we already skipped that.
Yeah,
part,
yeah. No,
'cause
I think we're good. I think
Anyway,
we're
we are on the ledge. They turn a corner and there's some reliefs, and they look at it and they're like, "Whoa! It's totally the creatures product placement."
Yeah.
And there's the creature of fire, and the creature of water, and the creature of jungle, and the creature of stone, sand, whatever it is, and the creature of earth, and which one have it? Ice. And there's creatures, and they're like, whoa, these are totally like creatures. And there's even a sentence in the book that says, the creatures resembled creatures. I'm not kidding. That's a sentence. There's a
That's a
sentence in the
great
book
sentence.
that's like the creatures resembled elemental creatures, and I'm like, okay, that's really helpful. It's
Yeah,
like
the
when you read a
creatures.
definition and like the definition has the word in the
right,
definition.
right.
That was such an odd sentence.
Granted,
Anyway,
it is kind of helpful because this is like the first place we actually had quote unquote descriptions for the creatures.
Yeah,
And-
the epic
and-
ape lizard Terra.
Yeah, the ape-like lizard and like the rhino.
I don't understand.
the weird thing about the descriptions is that they don't make a lot of sense because like literally the descriptions were like, it's the creatures shaped like dragons that resemble the creatures, and this creature shaped like a dragon that resembles a creature is actually an ape-like lizard. And I'm kind of just scratching my head
and
like,
rhinoceros.
An
an
ape
ape-like
lizard
rhinoceros.
dragon.
no, there was an ape-like rhinoceros and there was an ape lizard. I think
Oh, you're right.
Tarak is
Tarak
the
is
ape
the ape
lizard.
Tarak is the
Yeah,
ape
yeah.
like lizard.
Tarak
Yeah, and
was the
Vellum
ape
was the
lizard
rhino.
and The rhino was Melum.
But they're all dragons.
But I also like
I mean,
Itcher, the
described
creature
them
of
as
fire,
dragons.
was some sort of bird of prey.
What? Some
Okay.
sort of bird of prey.
That's-
These are some
I
scientific
love it, right?
names
It's
right
like-
here.
I guess that's it. So we're some sort of bird of prey.
That's it, huh?
Who knows?
Yeah, right.
It's a dragon, though.
Birds of prey coming
Everybody
to
remember,
DC Cinematic
it's
Universe.
a bird, but
2018.
also a dragon. It's also a creature that resembles a creature. That's what I got out of that section. The whole thing.
I don't know why I didn't say
Very
phoenix. I really think Ikir is like a phoenix. That's pretty
I know,
obvious
right?
to me.
You would have
Of course.
thought. I guess it's like it's supposed to be a real animal, though. What? Did someone say bar?
No?
Oh, okay.
Mm.
I thought someone was interrupting me to say something. Anyway. Yeah, so I don't know. It was weird. Oh, the reliefs also featured an ancient language that the protectors didn't know. Like they couldn't read it, and they were like, "Oh wow, that's interesting." And then they were like, "Well, screw that noise. Let's keep going anyway." So they
Well,
decided
there's an important part. Whatever this language is, it does not mention the mask makers or the city. It
You're
points to
right,
the Temple
huh?
of Time and
that
the
is
regions
true.
of the
They
elemental
speculate.
creatures. But there's
They
nothing
speculate
there.
that the reliefs were made before the mask makers were born because, yeah, as Kai pointed out, there are no mentions of the mask makers or the Tiller or anything.
Interesting.
We
So,
do
I
also
didn't
know
catch that.
now that the capital city is not the same thing as the city of the mask makers.
Yeah.
Those are two different cities.
Everybody has
About-
they
That
were
is
the
true.
same.
They're
but
about
not
one
actually.
When we
airship
were
length
initially going to
apart.
record this chapter, which was back when the book was actually released, we did not know that information because I
Right.
remember that was a point of contention. We were like, "Is the capital city the same as the city of the mask makers?" But it's not anymore. We know
Nope.
that these are two different cities.
Yep.
So good eye there, Kai. Those are important.
Thank you.
When did you read this chapter? Did you just read this? Did you just read this
No, I
now?
read it. I read it like a month ago after we stopped doing book
Okay.
club. Or maybe 2
You
months ago.
heathen.
Because I mean,
Uh-huh.
I thought I might as well get caught up in story, and so
Yeah, I mean,
Criminal.
cool. All right. Anyway, so they continue down on the ledge. They turn a corner, and then it's like one of those scenes where it's like, oh, what was that noise? Do you guys hear that? And then boom, suddenly vultures
Yes.
out of nowhere.
The
just
cliff
freaking out of the
vultures are
corner.
vengeance.
The cliff vultures. They come out and start attacking. There's this big well, I say big, but it's basically just a paragraph of fighting, where the vultures like go at them and then they just shoot them. Surprise! They have guns, and then
Yeah.
the vultures go away.
Great
it was
fight.
a super awesome fight. So that goes pretty fast. The protectors continue and they see like the mouth of a cave. And Korgo takes the lead because she's the protectors of Earth, so she can see in darkness. So she takes the lead. And they go inside the mouth of the cave. And they notice that there looks like, I think there was like a draft or something, like a breeze coming out of one of the slabs inside the cave. And that's how they figure out that there's actually a path behind the
Yeah.
slab. And they're like, huh, that's not supposed to be like that. I wonder if someone put that there. Now remember that this whole journey is to get to the mask makers, or to the city of the mask makers, but Vizuna brought up this whole missing archaeologist Harvali. So
yes.
there's that kind of side quest there. So they see this this man-made this blockade, whatever you want to call it. And Korgo drills through it, and Narmoto kind of lights up the scene with his swords, and they continue inside. They're like, "Oh, careful for spiders! Don't want them to sneak up on us again, because they've done it twice now, and it's only been 3 chapters at this point. We're looking at a skull spider attack every single chapter.
Yep.
So be careful.
Hey man, they gotta get their revenge. Gotta get
Yeah,
revenge.
we're due for another one, so keep your eyes open. So they go through the tunnel, and as they approach the end of the tunnel, they slip and fall, and they're like, "Oh gosh, what's happening?" And they fall, and I think it was Narmoto that notes, "Oh no, we're falling into a lava pit, something like that." I don't know the exact word. It was
Not
like a
the
pit of
lava
lava,
pit.
basically. It was a lava pit that they fell into, and thankfully the pit, it was like a bit of tension that had arisen, because they're like, "Oh no, our hero's gonna die," but then the next paragraph it's like, "Oh wait, no, it's not an active one, it's inactive." But once again, the protectors note that this wasn't actually a natural occurrence. It looks like it was man-made. Hint, 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 hint. And they're like, Interesting. This isn't how it's supposed to be. I wonder if the person that made this was also the same person that made the blockade at the entrance.
This cave is not a natural formation.
Apparently not. So they're like, okay, well, I'm glad we didn't die, because then the book would have been over. So for the relevance of the plot, let's keep going. And they trek on a bit more, and they get to a clearing, and they hear shuffling. And they're like, whoa, what is that?
It's LMFAO! Every day they're shuffling. Every day.
They hear some shuffling. Naramoto cuts off his swords, but he keeps them in his hands because he's like, I'm going to need this to fight. I'm going to kick that person's butt, whoever it is.
Naramoto.
And they're like, who be there or whatever. And lo and behold, out steps the mysterious Green Protector.
LJ.
Just a regular villager.
Just a regular villager. Except not. For it is the missing archaeologist Harvali!
Yep.
Harvali Jones is back.
One of the only two named villagers in the entire story. She's a big deal.
Oh, don't forget about Junior.
Oh, sorry, 3.
Yeah, you can't forget about Junior.
My bad.
And you can't forget about the old protectors either.
Yeah. Non-protected.
Anyway, so it's Harvali.
They're not villagers.
And Vizuna's all like, oh my god, Harvali, you're alive. And Harvali's like, oh my god, Vizuna, you came for me and you brought all the protectors, 2 guys, you really love me. And then Vizuna's like, oh, well, you see, about that, we actually gave up looking for you years ago. Literally everybody forgot about you. We were just here for a different reason, but it's great to see you alive.
Yeah.
And Harvali's just like, oh, okay.
Kind of a sad deal, but... Yeah.
Imagine being trapped, not knowing if you would ever see, like, the light of day again, basically counting down the days of your life left. Suddenly your rescuers show up and they're like, hey, yeah, we totally forgot about you.
Yeah, no, it's like the president and his entourage come looking for you. They find you, and you're like, wow, the president's here. No. We're here for a different reason. But hi.
Yes. What's up, dude?
No, it's more like, I mean, like, it's more like your family comes and they're like, you've been looking for me this entire time? Your dad's like, oh, no, we forgot about you like 2 years ago. We were just here to
No, it's like
check out this
it's
cave."
like if you were stuck in the cave and your wife came and found you and she's like, and you're
it's like
oh my
this
God,
other
wife,
analogy.
I've missed you so much. You've been searching for me this whole time, and she's like, "Oh, about that." And then like her new husband.
Yeah, her new husband's like, oh, we just wanted to go spelunking. We thought it'd be romantic to go to the place that you died. So, here we go. Happy Valentine's Day.
Wow.
So poor Harvali, she's gonna get returned home and see like her gravesite, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Dedicated to her.
No.
But the book ends us on one final note before it closes out the chapter, and this one's important, everybody. Obviously, Harvali is the one who set up the trap. She admits it. She's like, oh yeah, I set up that trap for skull spiders. However, I didn't expect to be trapped myself. I'm glad you're here, but I'm not sure if there's a way out.
Oh no.
Dun.
How will our epic side protagonists escape this trap? Tune in next time.
Who knows? Find out next time in the next exciting episode of Revenge of the Skull Spiders, not Dragon Ball Z.
Hey, let me ask you guys something. There's a part that you kind of skipped over, Var, where they also go through, like, the cave farther, and they see, like, more carvings. But this one has Ichimu and Makuta,
I forgot about that
and
one.
they know most of the symbols there and that kind of thing.
I got to the clearing, but I forgot to mention that there were some
who made that?
there.
Who made that?
We actually
it could literally
kind of don't know.
It could literally be anyone because, like, keep in mind that it's been a long time since the mask makers have died.
Yeah.
Quote unquote died or disappeared.
Well, yeah, but the language has changed. That's the thing that stood out to me. The language still uses some of the old language, the letters they couldn't recognize. And this time they say, oh, I can recognize some of them, but not all of them. So the language has changed. Whoever is writing, presumably it's not the same guy who wrote the old stuff and the new stuff.
different person.
But who was it? Is it Junior? Is Junior the chronicler?
Oh, come on!
Do you think Junior's the chronicler?
Really?
No!
Is Junior?
No, I don't think Junior's the chronicler,
That is the
Kahi.
stretch I've ever heard.
Is it Kimu evil, guys? Is it Kimu evil?
I'm joking because it's literally the only other character that I can name that could have possibly done this.
I think it doesn't have to be an act. We don't know. We just don't know. That's it.
What
Yeah,
I
I
really
mean,
like about
it
that
is
section of the
interesting,
book
though.
is like when they get into like this was the first place we heard about the Festival of the Masks and like all that stuff. How before graphic novel 2, we learned that like the creatures kind of appeared during the Festival of the Masks as an omen, which is what prompted Akimu to like investigate with Mask of Time and find out about the Toa and all that crazy stuff. So it was an interesting way, like, but back when the creatures first were kind of revealed, I was kind of skeptical of them because I was like, okay, this Deus Ex Machina elemental force that we had never heard of prior in the year of 2015 suddenly introduced, but Ryder Wyndham managed to tie them not only into the technical year of 2015, but also into the actual lore of the theme and have an important role. So, A+ effort.
Okay, hold up. Let me ask you guys this, okay?
Ask me what
The first set of carvings and all the ancient language, that seems alright. That makes sense to me. Someone wrote that in the ancient city of the mask makers before the mask makers were there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
The second one had to be written after the cataclysm. Right?
Yep.
So the mask maker city is already destroyed, isn't it?
Yeah.
So does somebody come back to this place and is inside these ruins carving this? Why would they carve it there?
Why not?
I mean, from what I've heard, there have been multiple archaeological expeditions to get back into the city, right? This wouldn't be the first time they've tried to make it back inside. That's probably why there's these caves to begin with.
No, I'm saying that it's not an ancient person, though. It's not someone who wrote all this stuff and did that, and then the city was destroyed afterwards. This guy came after the city was destroyed and did all these carvings there. Why?
Yeah, what I'm saying is Harvali's expedition into the city of the mask makers likely wasn't the first one. There are plenty of opportunities where there are multiple archaeologists that tried to get back into the city, or even just the protectors or anyone else that tried to get back into the city.
No, I'm asking, just like, why? It's like going, like, just say you're an archaeologist expedition to the pyramids, and you go inside the pyramids, and you're like, okay, and I'm gonna draw stuff about this next election here in the wall. It's like, why would you do that? Why are you writing your current history in this ancient place?
I mean, technically, it's not in the pyramids. It'd be underneath the pyramids.
Sure,
but sure.
You get what I'm saying, though, right? It's like,
I mean, listen, maybe it was just a way to keep occupied and try not to go insane by, like, focusing on the stuff you know, immortalizing
for all we know, the cataclysm might not have technically driven them right into the regions right away. It could have led them underground first, where they had to kind of survive, and then they sort of separated out into the regions. I don't know. Or maybe there was a group of not scavengers, but like just villagers that were forced
refugees.
Forced
all the
underneath
people
the
in the
city
villages
after the skull
are
spiders
villagers.
attacked.
So
yeah,
maybe not.
I mean, I think there were plenty of opportunities ever since the city of the mask makers fell, that someone could have gone in there and carved some new stuff.
No, I'm asking why would they, as opposed to.
I'm saying why not? Imagine you're trapped in a cave and you got nothing to do.
Yeah,
I would carve on the walls. It's like a coping mechanism. Some people carve like notches to say like how many days you've been here. This person carved like history.
No, Carvalho did not carve it. Because because she would have used the same language the protectors did.
But she's an archaeologist, right? So she might know multiple languages. She might know part of the old language and the new language.
Right.
If she's just carving things because she's trapped. She's probably doing it to entertain herself.
Actually, you know what?
Not trying to do it to other people.
That might actually hold water. That's why it's a new language and some of the old language. She's using some of the old terms. That's actually a good theory. Well, she's using some of the old words to refer to stuff that they don't have words for in the current language. Whatever the ancient,
maybe.
And that's why they
Bionicle autopsy. Where did the carvings come from?
That sounds so boring.
It's like, man.
Yeah, and I mean, come on. He still owes me an autopsy for the Akimu is evil theory.
Yeah.
It'd be cool, man.
Listen, I'll make an autopsy when I have some really good evidence.
So
maybe there will not
it
be
might
one.
come out after G2's over. It might, once you have all the information, and then you can make something out of it.
To be fair, I haven't actually looked into it yet at all. So.
There ain't a huge bit of info. It's pretty sketch at best.
Well, I'm saying that we might get, if Var had made this before the graphic novel came out, he'd be way, way, way underneath the current, information that we have now about it. So, it's better that he waited.
Yeah.
Well, in any case, that's a interesting chapter. It's kind of filler, in a way.
It's, yeah. I mean...
I
Yeah.
mean, not
really
a whole lot
happened in it,
happens.
but I mean,
we hear about a little bit about the creatures, but this book came out the last day of 2015, so we were gonna hear about them anyway. So we hear a little bit about the creatures. We hear a little bit about what Akimu did. But now that was actually good information. Then we bump into Harvali, tie that all in. But it's really just the protectors walking around.
Yeah, but I mean, like, when you really look into it.
What the last 2 chapters were, though.
Yeah, like, out of all the chapters, like, don't kill me for saying this, it's already been established, I've already read the book. Out of all the chapters, it's probably my favorite, or one of my favorites. Because look at it like this, when this book was released, we got, in this time frame, even though we were going to learn about the creatures, this was one of the first places we heard about them. We got, like, their animal combos. We got the confirmation of a festival of the masks. This is a big deal. We got lore about why exactly Akimu how he had known to build the golden masks, which was a point of contention. We also got to see a named character, and we also got to see a couple action set-piece moments, brief though they may be.
A ton of stuff was revealed in this chapter.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Pretty good.
Like, especially if you consider when it was released. Like, this is before we got any of that information at all. Like, this is all new stuff. So,
I like it.
I feel like a majority of the, like, maybe the progression of the story itself, the main story, didn't really happen much in this, because they basically went from kind of point A to point A and a half.
It was like, let's take a pause in our adventure and fulfill our world building quota, which is appreciated.
Yeah,
right.
But that is basically what they did.
Like,
oh, you better appreciate it.
I do. I appreciate it a lot. This is what I want.
It.
Yeah, so, I mean, not much happened in it. They basically just walked in some traps. It does feel a little repetitive, because it does feel like we had the whole, okay, let's turn the corner, boom, surprise, trap, or monster they have to fight them.
And like you said, like
several times
the Skull
now.
Spider quota, it's like they've already met this quota. Get ambushed, fight them off.
It's like we gotta expect the Skull Spider attack every chapter now, so it's like, it does feel a bit repetitive. It does feel like we haven't really done much. And to be fair, in the long run, we haven't. We turned a corner, basically. The whole chapter was literally turning a corner. So,
yeah.
But a lot of stuff throughout, like, that was a really important corner.
Yeah, it was.
It's a lot of stuff there. So, I don't know. It was a good chapter. I guess we can go ahead and go into, like, our individual thoughts, even though we've kind of already gotten it a little bit. But I guess we'll start with Gahi. What did you think of the chapter?
I am echoing all your guys' stuff. It's okay. It was good world building. It really ties in. I do appreciate now how much more things we have to talk about now that the graphic novels come out. So I like the fact that newer materials making the older material more relevant. I'm glad we're able to revisit that and still have something come out of it. Otherwise, it's, a very, very decent chapter. The action scenes, all that stuff. It seems like it's there to set up the next chapter. So, in the way that, it's part of the book, I feel it was good, but not my favorite chapter, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah. LJ.
Well, that was some. Okay. Sure.
You said me? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a good chapter. Now, you all raise excellent points, but I still feel like it was kind of fillery, not really a whole lot happened per se, at least, like, I've read the rest of the book, stuff, like, happens, but this one was kind of just getting us to that point. Like you guys said, we did just turn a corner, and that's about it. So, it's nice, it's quaint, we did get a lot of really great information. This was the first place that we heard about the Mask of Time having more powers than, well, we had assumed. So that is really cool. Harvali appearing, that's also kind of cool, kind of tying it back to the beginning. So, overall, like, it is a very important chapter. Probably not my favorite, but, not the worst.
Alrighty.
Alright. Meso?
For me, like, I feel like I've complained enough about stuff in BIONICLE G2 that when they actually do what I want them to do, when they actually do the job of telling a story and, like, doing world building, they deserve praise for it. So, in this particular instance, this is what I had expected, what I had hoped for, what I had wanted. Subtle though it may be, it's not like it's huge, earth-shattering revelations about the future of Okoto, but it's just some extra stuff that helps me say, okay, there's a little bit more substance to things than I had previously thought, both in the world itself and then in the past events that had happened before. So, for that, I like it. It's the same reason why I love graphic novel 2 so much. It kind of fulfilled that similar quota. And I also feel like I have to reiterate this, what we've been saying in the last couple episodes. I really, really like that this book is protector-centric. because even though their personalities aren't like super distinct and crazy all the time, it's again it fleshes things out. It gives a subtle amount of character to characters that otherwise would not have it, and I greatly prefer it to just another story about the Toa doing stuff. We've got more than enough of them, so I'm liking it. 2 thumbs up.
All right. Yeah, and I kind of have to definitely echo that last point. It's actually pretty refreshing having characters with dialogue that isn't just one-liners and stupid catchphrases and everything. Like
That's bad.
Even though we just turned a corner, yeah, that's bad. Even though we basically just turned a corner, and technically we didn't just turn a corner. I mean, we turned a corner and then tripped. So this is more than that just happened. But yeah, it is nice to have some more characters and even like just smaller story, like time to spend a whole chapter on characters kind of act like going back and forth while just turning a corner. Like, I mean,
exactly.
Not much happens, but it's nice that we have that kind of downtime. Whereas before, last year, so much happened that it felt like we were just speeding by and we never actually got the chance to sit down and explore the world, build the world or anything, or have the characters actually interact with each other outside of just fight scenes.
That was the problem.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's definitely nice to have this kind of chapter here. I will say that while reading it, it's really easy to sort of have, like, the protectors sort of, because the main cast of characters, there's so many of them, it's easy to sort of, like, kind of have them all merge into one.
Yeah.
And it's like, reading them, like, they all have individual characters, sort of, but it's
Not
hard to
a
really
lot of it.
convey that, and not only that, also hard to follow it, too. So it kind of just seems like a bunch of names saying things sometimes. So
Very true.
while the characterization is there, sometimes it's kind of hard to actually get a good grasp of it.
Yeah.
With that said, chapter was pretty good. Maybe a little less surprises, quote unquote, that the protectors narrowly avoid, quote unquote, in a single chapter. I mean, we got 3 confrontations in this one chapter, and each one was like a paragraph long. So
Yeah.
it's
very
like
true.
it almost feels like there was no point in even having them to begin with. I would have preferred them just having like a discussion and talking about talking about the old Akoshian like world, basically, because they just discovered these reliefs and they discovered that they couldn't read the language, but they didn't really talk about the importance of that. No one ever actually theorized, why is this here? Or I wonder what this is doing here. I wonder what this means about our civilization. I wonder who was here before. I wonder how they got here. Like, these are the questions we were asking in this discussion here, but, like,
Nobody
these
asks
are also
that.
questions the characters should have been asking as well. You know?
They found cave
They would be
reliefs,
curious
can't
about it.
read the language, etc., etc.
Right. It's like, they basically figured out what it meant and then just moved on. They didn't actually care about what it meant. They just sort of, they were like, oh, this is Makuta and Madanui. This is Makuta and Akimu.
Wow.
Time to keep walking now.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, there's got to be some significance there. Why did you stop the story to bring this up and then just continue on and ignore it all the way?
Yeah.
So that's definitely one criticism. So, but overall, chapter is nice. I was glad that we were able to sit down and kind of have this sort of chapter. There's more like it.
Exactly.
Also named characters. Yes. More
Harvali.
named characters, always good.
Well,
I hope
she was
Harvali lives
named-
up to the hype.
She was named earlier in the book.
Yeah, but
Wasn't she?
now we know that she's actually a part of the book.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
actually alive.
speaking-
That's great.
Before
Speaking
she
name
was just a
characters.
name. Now she's a
Exactly.
character.
Yes.
So it's great to know that she's actually going to be a part of the story. I hope she's going to be a relevant part of the story, and I hope she's going to be an interesting part of the story, but we will see. I have not actually read the book yet.
I hope so too.
I've been sticking with the whole chapter by chapter thing, unlike the rest of you people. So,
I was with you, man. I was with you, except it looked like we weren't going to do it.
Ridiculous.
So.
It
Completely
was a
I'm
sketchy
sorry.
thing from word.
It was like once
unnecessary.
we started,
Preposterous. You know what? Did anyone else do that? Did like anyone listening to this?
we already
Never
had
do
that
that.
Of
episode,
course
too.
not.
of course no. We
Of
took
course not.
like a 4-month break.
Because they're
expected to wait
smart,
months for us to do an
intelligent
episode?
people.
Well, yes, of course. It's different if they're going to only have to wait a week per chapter so they can actually get this discussion. But waiting months for one chapter, of course they're not going to wait. I don't expect any of the viewers to have waited.
But like, I don't think anybody
Definitely
waited
read the
for the
book.
first book club either. It was like, because I was never
Actually, that's not true. There were
were
several
several
people
people
that commented saying, "Hey, when's the next chapter going to come out? Because I'm waiting on you guys."
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
You
It's
people
not
are
ridiculous.
That's how book
It's-
clubs
yeah,
work.
it's
That's
how
they're
this-
stupid book clubs.
We only named the series Book Club because it sounds cool. It was never supposed to be an actual book club.
Well, that's not true at all.
And I know this
was-
because for
I
the
was one
first
that
run of the
pitched idea.
series, we didn't do your plan. So, like, explain that
Well,
to me.
I did. I don't know if I guess you guys didn't. I didn't know that though.
We can discuss this off recording.
The
This
thing
is
about
yeah,
book club though is that like we don't just do one episode about LJ. You do your meeting at the end of the month. You do only one meeting about that book though. We don't just do one episode on the entire book. We do several episodes in the book. That's why it's several chapters, and that's why when we go to do an episode, it should be over one chapter, and we should have only read one chapter, and that way everyone can get our experience with the book.
I don't have that kind of self-control.
Well,
I'm not gonna.
That's your
Listen,
problem.
if I had done that,
That's your
I would have been.
problem.
I can't. I honestly cannot not read the book because
We
then
get
I'm
spoiled.
annexed from the community. I have to be a part. I need to be in the know. So unless like the book comes out and we do it day one,
Are you really that active in the community?
yeah, are you kidding me?
Moderating
Of course
stuff.
I am. We're
None of that
moderators
topic
of a message board, Var. We have to know what's going on.
moderators.
We're actually admins
Yeah,
on the
it
message board.
doesn't
You know what I
We don't have
meant.
to moderate individual topics.
Yeah.
We handle big
And
decisions.
it also doesn't mean that we have to talk about every single thing that comes out.
Yeah.
on the
And you know
message
what? I want to. I wanted to read this book.
Okay, listen. We've
I'm
already had
glad
this
you wanted to,
discussion.
and it's not part
No
of the show.
earth shattering
Your
revelations.
show is
are gonna
dumb.
be-
Your concept's dumb. I'm not following this.
Is your argument like I want to do it this way, so that's why I didn't do
It's
what
dumb.
everyone's supposed to do it?
Kahi, you were the one that forced me onto this episode. I wanted to just, have read my book and be happy.
I mean,
Fair point.
listen, Mess is the one that forced us all on this episode, so
We gotta do it.
We
gotta
like,
honor our
we're
fan
just
base.
do like a mic
We're gonna
drop.
honor the G2.
Stop, but okay, we're back.
G2's gonna
Thank Mesa,
G2's gonna
everybody.
end, and we're gonna be like, "Hey, we didn't do this thing." It's like it'd be so sad. But
we're obligated to do this recording, everybody. We're held here against our will.
pretty much. That's how
I
it
hope
goes.
you
I'm
enjoyed
blinking
it.
twice. Look at this. I'm blinking twice. Save me.
All right.
Yeah, no,
Well-
look at me too. I'm blinking twice as well. Look at that.
I'm amazed that we were able to
Wow.
stretch
No
this short
laughter.
chapter into like a 33-minute recording. We the best.
Well,
Yeah, that's pretty good. It was a really short chapter. That's another complaint actually. There's not much happened, and it wasn't long either.
Yeah.
So.
well, goodbye.
Next.
Yeah, goodbye, everybody. We'll see you guys next time for chapter 4. I don't know what the title is because of the version of the book I have.
Uh-huh.
So we'll see you guys next time for that. Hopefully it'll be as exciting as this, and hopefully LJ will get over himself and not throw shade during recordings.
Or maybe
Yes.
you get someone else to be here.
Bye.
I've already
Act
read
like
the
an actual
book.
professional for once in his life.
Bye,
But
guys.
we'll wait and see. Probably won't happen.
Did we introduce ourselves?
Just like how episode 4 probably won't happen.
Oh my gosh. You know what? That's
Bye.
it. I'm opening up. LJ Book Club. The best book club.
Did we introduce ourselves? Are we gonna outintroduce ourselves?
Yeah.
Are we?
I don't think we actually did introduce ourselves, so we're going to introduce ourselves. I'm Var.
I'm Mesa.
I'm LJ.
I'm Kahi.
And this has been BioTalk Book Club. Bye, everybody.
Farewell,
Catch you guys
everybody.
later. I'm so done.
Civil War hype!
Yeah! Look, I'm repping Iron Man. Look at this. Woo!
Anyway, bye.